gorgeous ladies of the Magic on Legs Masterclass. Today's the last day, day 5. I'm excited about today. So today I'm actually bringing you a piece that we talked about inside of the Femme Fatale program, but with the evolution of the Femme Fatale program going into version 2.0 and all the new material, I want to be able to explain this to you and work this with you here, because inside of the Femme Fatale program, we're not going to cover this as much. There's more, so much added to the curriculum. There's things that have been removed and things that have been added. So I want you to have this conversation today because it is so powerful. And it's so in alignment with Magic on Legs. And it's so in alignment with being the one or the one who got away. And I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. All right. So today is going to be a big one. I'm going to put this down here. First thing we're going to do is take a big deep breath. All right, so we're going to take a moment. We're going to breathe, anchor into this moment. I know there's a lot going on. All right. So today we'll start to move into the transition of this masterclass. And we're starting to move into the psychology of how and why our place on this planet matters, and how to navigate it, because a lot of times we do things opposite. We do things for the right reasons, but because we don't really get the psychology of things, we do them on a flip side, like on the wrong way. So I'm going to tell you what I mean by this. We have often in our lives been taught that we have to please other people, and we've got to do things in our lives in order to please other people. You got to do it because or else they're going to be upset with you. You've got to do it because or else they won't like you. You've got to do it or else you won't fit in. But the issue is we do this even for strangers, even for people we don't even know. We do this just as a way of being, as a standard. So it's not like you have a select few ride or die people that you're like, I want to be an amazing part of your life, and I take you into consideration when I make moves. It's not what we're saying. We're saying, I want people to like me, so I'm gonna make sure that everybody likes me. It's such a different intention, and it's exhausting. Now, I hear a lot of people say things like, you can't care what people think. You got to not care what people think. And the way you've got to succeed in life is you got to stop caring about what people think. And if that works for you, I'm not here to disprove that if it works for you. But I think different people actually respond to life in different ways. I think we all have different methods of operation. And I actually don't believe in that. That doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me to try to not care what people think. And I got here in my life, in my business, my relationship, in my wealth, and my impact, and my influence, caring about what people think. I care. But I don't care in a way where I'm going to change who I am in order to be the one you need me to be. I care because, like, how can I make a business? How can I make a life that's for me, for you, for us, something that's so big and so powerful, all in alignment with all these beautiful things, and genuinely not care what you think about? Like, how can I do that? Now, how I see this is like, I care what you think. I care what you think. But I won't change the way I do things. If it doesn't please you, I'm going to trust that you're going to get what you need. And that in me being who I am, I'm going to magnetize the people who need me to be who I am. So I care what you think, but it's also okay if I don't fit with you. And I feel like this whole, like, if you don't like what you see from me, then I don't care about you, is very old wound. which is like, if it hurts, cut it off. If it hurts, don't look at it. If it hurts, don't pay attention to it. And it's not the most empowering way. It's not the most empowering way. But if it works for you and it makes you happy, I'm not trying to change the way you do things. The people I'm trying to speak to right now, or the people I am speaking to right now, are the people who've kind of always felt a little off about that whole don't care about them thing. To the point where even if you've tried it, it hasn't worked for you at all. Like someone says something like they didn't get you, or they missed the point, or they're angry with you, or they don't like you, and you immediately get this feeling of like, no, I don't care. You know what? You don't like me? You don't even know me. I don't care about you. Like, if that's the way you go to I don't care, and you don't really like that, then maybe this will resonate. If when it happens and people say to you, don't care about those people, they don't matter. And you're like, but I do. And I want to bring you through this perspective for me. The thing is, there's a difference between genuinely caring about people and needing to be liked. Those are two different things. And if I say, as soon as you don't like me, then I don't care about you, then that's not a very great, that's like a very trigger response. It's a very empowered way. It's a trigger response. I like everybody until they don't like me, then I don't care about them anymore. Instead, what I say is, of course I care. I care that this doesn't work for you. However, it works for me and it works for so many women, so I trust that you're going to be okay. You know, there's women that don't like women who talk about wealth. They don't like it. So if I say, well, I just don't care about those people, that doesn't feel true to me. It's not true that I don't care about people who don't like to hear about wealth. That doesn't feel true to me. What I care about them, and also I'm not going to stop talking about wealth because this is part of my life and I'm going to talk about it. But I do care. But I don't need them to like me to the point where I would change what I'm talking about in my life for them. You can care about people without changing who you are to please them. This, for me, is power. I care that I said something and it hurt your feelings. I care about that. However, if the way that I believe this, and this is what I stand for, and it's the way that I profoundly speak my opinion, then I believe you're going to be okay. And you can say, I don't resonate with that woman. I want to go find someone else that when they speak, it makes me feel good. I care about you actually getting that. I don't need you to like me in order for me to care about you. And I don't need you to agree with me in order to speak my truth. This is where power really comes from. There are so many people with different opinions in the world, and I think if 2020 has taught us anything, it's that. We're divided in so many ways, but we're together in so many ways, and that gets to be okay. If we can't sit with people who disagree with us and care about people just because they don't share our opinions, it creates a very divided world. As soon as one thing is not in common, we don't care about each other anymore. Like, just like that. Like, if I talk about money and you don't like that I talk about money, we stop caring about each other just like that. What about the rest of me? If we don't share a political point of view, if we don't agree on a social media platform, if we don't like the same music, if we don't eat the same food, if we don't have the same environmental beliefs, that's it. I stop caring about you in that moment. Just like that. I don't know about you, but that doesn't really feel like it works. For a world that works, doesn't really feel like that works. So when I am myself and I feel really strong about what I'm doing, and I know that I'm doing the work so that it comes from a really empowered place, not a wounded place, not a trigger sensitive place, not a trauma response place. Like, I'm doing the work so that where I come from in my way of being is as powerful and as strong as it possibly can be, then I know that what I'm saying is right for me. And I'm open for possibly someone is going to say something about what I've said and they didn't like it. And I'm open to having a discussion without feeling like because you disagree with me, you immediately don't like me. And because you don't like me, now I don't care about you. This is how we have no more connection over one thing we don't agree on. So I'm open for a discussion. I've had women reach out to me and say, you really shouldn't talk about relationships like men and women, because there are so many same-sex relationships. The world is so diversified, and the way you speak isn't inclusive. This is one of the things that I've heard. And I agree that the world is diverse, and I agree that it's so important to speak about same-sex relationships and all of the truths. Like, I agree. However, I'm in a same-sex relationship. I'm in a same-sex, Kevin, I'm not. I don't know why that came out. I am not in a same-sex relationship. I am in a man-woman relationship. And my knowing, my deep understanding, and my deep knowing about relationships comes from what I know with Kevin and I. So as I lead myself, and as I share and teach what I know, he's laughing, sending me laughing messages. I am not in a same-sex relationship. I'm in a relationship with Kevin. As I teach what I know, I teach from what I know. And what I know is my relationship with Kevin. Now, I agree that it's important and the world needs to hear about it more. And I agree that it's important for me to shine light on it. Yeah, the light's kind of angel vibes here. I agree that it's important for me to talk about these things and to shine light on them sometimes, but that's not my relationship. So I can say, who are you to message me and tell me that I should blah, blah, blah. I don't care about you. You're blocked. I don't talk to you anymore. Or I can say, thank you for sharing that with me. And I do touch on it when it comes up or when someone speaks to me about it. But because I am in a relationship with a man, it's so important for me to teach from where I am and where I stand and what I know. But thank you for sharing that with me. And I do agree that it's important that the world talks about that. I'm an energetic match mostly for women who are in relationship with men when I talk about relationships, because I'm in a relationship with a man. Does that mean that women that are in same-sex relationships aren't also drawn to my work? No, a lot of them are, because I speak a lot about energetics. But I'm not trying to market to everyone. I know who I am and where my area of expertise is. And here's the big piece. I trust that there are incredible humans on this planet that teach about same-sex relationships. I don't have to be everything, because there are experts on this. There are experts on same-sex relationships. And people have the choice to say, I want to learn from Melanie. And I know that mostly she'll speak about men and women because that's what she knows, but there's something about the way she talks about energetics that makes me want to go, even though I'm in a same-sex relationship. I feel like she's going to give me so much, and I choose Melanie, and that happens. But I don't need to worry that women in same-sex relationships are not going to get what they need in the world, because I know that there are incredible women on the planet that teach that. I don't need to be everything for everyone. And I don't need to be angry at someone who feels I don't check their box, because it hurts. Does that mean I don't care about people? Does that mean I don't care about this woman who told me who I should coach or what I should do? No, of course I care about her. I care about her, and I care that she felt she could tell me what she wanted, and I care about the people on the planet needing and receiving what they need in coaching in their relationships. I care about all of it. But that doesn't mean that I need to change who I am. That doesn't mean I need to change who I am. I get to care and stand strong in who I am. Can you feel the energetic difference of that? So even if someone comes to me and says, you really shouldn't share, I have people who say to me, Melanie, you clearly drink so much alcohol. I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, all you do is drink alcohol. I'm like, oh. So I looked at my Instagram stories and I'm like, oh yeah, look at this. All my most beautiful pictures. I'm like, here's me with an espresso martini. Here's me with a glass of champagne. Here's me with a cocktail. Here's me. Just so happens that when I have a cocktail, I take about 500 pictures of that cocktail. Just so happens. And it just so happens that I live with so much intentionality in my life that I wouldn't, it's how crazy this is, I wouldn't have an alcoholic beverage without taking a picture of it because it's too beautiful and it's too fun and it's way too fancy. So it does look like I drink a lot of alcohol. However, I maybe post alcohol stories once or twice a week. And it's like I'll have one glass of wine or one cocktail, but there's a million pictures of it. I look like I'm a lush, but like, am I? Or do most people have a glass or two of alcohol a week and it's okay, but it's just that I put it full front and center. So I could be immediately offended by this. I could say, how dare you judge me and say that I drink too much alcohol? Or I can say, that's a great perspective. I should probably take more stories of the tea that I drink and the green juices that we make. Do I need to be angry at people because they think something? Do I need to change? Do I need to say, I'm not going to post as many alcohol stories? No, I don't. Because there's also a lot of clients who are like, oh my gosh, I love you. You drink as much alcohol as I do. And I'm like, yay. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But people will fight over things like that. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to fight with people who think I should do something less or more. There's so many coaches out there that are like super, like they don't drink alcohol enough at all. If it bothers you to watch, then you watch a coach that doesn't drink alcohol, and that's perfect. Green juice is not as beautiful. I have done my very best. That stuff looks grody. When it's red, my red beets and I like carrot juice and beet juice. That one looks best. This is my new challenge. Make my juice, my fresh pressed juices look sexy. I've just taken this on as a personal pilgrimage. So different people will get upset with you for different things. You should talk about same-sex relationships. You shouldn't drink so much champagne. You shouldn't drink so much coffee. I have so many. But it's okay. Because these people are allowed to have what they want in their lives, but where their level of self-responsibility and maturity is to say, can I get everything I love from this woman without needing her to change the one thing that bothers me? Do I need to love every single thing about a person in order to be able to get something beautiful? For a lot of us, it's yes. The minute you find something you don't like about someone, you don't like them. Because all you can see is the bad thing. This is emotional intelligence, old coding. So our work is so fun and so powerful on this planet when we start to see how simple life really is. Like, can you really not get along with someone because they took too many pictures of a cocktail, or because they didn't talk about something as much as you think they should have? Or is that really true? And on the flip side, if you really don't align with someone, then why are you making them wrong about that? What does it matter? There are coaches that you're going to watch and you're going to say, whoa, this woman lights me up. I love her. She's amazing. And there's other women you're going to watch and be like, I don't get why this person's successful at all. I don't get it. But then you walk away. This is the thing about being powerful women on the planet, is we have the emotional intelligence to comprehend that people weren't put on this planet to please us. People are just who they are. And one of the things that really changed my life is the perspective I'm going to bring to you here right now. This here is like the most, in my opinion, the most powerful way to see life and to understand it. Like one of my favorite metaphors of all time. In your life, you have a perspective that is yours. And it's impossible for you to have another complete perspective apart from your own. Because inside of your life, inside of your mind, inside of your heart, inside of your feelings, you are you all the time. There are no missing pieces to your puzzle. Every single thing that happens in your life happens because of things. This triggers that, and that person said this, and it all comes together. You heard this, you saw this, you felt this, you got this happened. It all comes together and it creates the story of your life. And in this story of your life, it's like a movie. You're the main character of this movie. It's the movie of you. When you watch a movie that's like the life of a certain person, the movie is shot from an angle where the main character is at the source of everything, and everything else that's happening is happening as a secondary story. If you were to take that same movie and shoot the movie from the perspective of another person in the movie, it would be a totally different movie. But the way the movie is shot when it's about this main character is how what the mother said when they were little impacted them, and what the father did impacted them, and what the school teacher did impacted them, and this one moment in school and the friend and how it impacted them, and the trip they took, and the boyfriend, and and how everything, and the one conversation with the stranger, and all the things, and it's all about them, and it's like little snippets of all the life, of all the things that have ever happened to you that come together to this culminating moment that creates how you are now, who you are now, how it comes together. And your life makes sense because of every piece of this movie. You watch your movie, you're the main character in your movie, and everyone else is a secondary or third line character, or even just like a passing person that you never even know their name or anything, but you pass them on the way to buying milk. But the first few degrees of people inside of your movie, they impact you in certain ways. Good ways, bad ways. Sometimes there's people who are a huge piece of your story and then they become, they're an extra. And there's people who are a huge piece of your movie. They're like a main character with you, like a secondary character for years. And then all of a sudden they fall off the movie. They're not there anymore. And maybe other people who coexisted in the movie at the same time as that movie talk about that person, and they make sense in the movie because they were there in the past, but they're not there anymore. But everyone in your perspective is at the very most a secondary character. And they can't be more than that because you're the main character. You're the only character that you know everything about. The other characters, you know as much as you think you know. You know as much as they're willing to share with you. And they are either in your life and they're building with you and you have this incredible life with them, or not. You either think they're great or not. They're either triggering you or they're inspiring you or they're any of the things. So in your life, I'm either a bit character that makes an appearance once in a while. When you watch a masterclass, I'm either like a third line character that you're in my AFE and you watch me and you watch me more than Netflix. You hear me talk more than you listen to any other news anchor or any other singer that you listen to or any other person. Like, you hear my voice every month, huge. Like, I'm a big piece. I'm a voice in your head. I'm a big piece of the standard that you hold. Like, I'm in your life. I'm even maybe a secondary character. Like, you're in my hypermind or you're my private client and you talk to me more than you talk to your mother. Like, I'm a huge piece of your life. But I'm not the first line character. That's impossible. But I am the first line character in my life. In my life, I am the first line. I am the main character. So how I navigate my life, the fly on the wall in my kitchen, I love that. In my life, I'm the first character. I'm the main character. So often, people take up a big place in our lives. And because they take up a big place in our lives, we imagine that they're a first-line character in our movie. And we forget somehow that they have their own movie. I don't know why this happens. I don't know how it happens. But it's as though we forget that every person on the planet has a movie where they're the main character. And no matter how much we need from people, we're not the main character in their movie. You're only ever the main character in your own movie. You cannot be the main character in anyone else's movie. So we navigate our lives so used to being the main character. We don't know what it's like not to be the main character. We don't know what it's like to not be the star. So if someone doesn't treat us like the star of the movie, we're like, oh, how very dare you. Don't you know I'm the star of this movie? And they're like, I don't know what movie you're watching, honey. But in this movie, you are not the star. In this movie, I'm the star. This is my movie. And in my movie, you're not supposed to behave like that. Well, as a matter of fact, this is my movie. And in my movie, I'm behaving just perfectly. And you're annoying in my movie. I don't know how it happens. I don't know how it happens that we come to imagine that we're the main character in other people's movie. But we're not. And we run our lives as though we are. And then people disappoint us because they didn't treat us like the main character in their own movie. Your mother said something as the main character in her movie. She said how she felt in her experience of her life. To her, she loves you more than life. Her secondary character, daughter, she's the main character. You're the main character who received a line from the second character, mother. In your movie, how dare she say that to me? Does she not know what I have been through? Does she not know my pain? Does she not even know what she has done to me? Does she not even know me? In her movie, as the main character, she just shared her heart with her daughter, and she has every right to do that in her movie. Your husband that forgot to call. Your boyfriend who forgot to call, who's not sure if you're the one. In his movie, as the main character, as he's going through life and he's had a life before you and he's lived a whole freaking life before you, and now you come into his life and he's highly considering you're going to be the most important second character in his movie, the most important one. But he's not sure because there's ways that you interact with the script that he's like, I don't know if I like this for me. And you're like, excuse me? I am the main character of my movie. How are you not sure about me? If you're not sure about me, then I don't care about you anymore. If you're not sure about me, aren't you aware that I'm the main character of this whole thing? And he's like, well, you're not the main character of this whole thing. I am. You are so selfish. You only care about yourself. I mean, it's my movie. I don't only care about myself, but I care about myself first. We want people to forego their movie and abide by the reality where we're the star. You can't do that. We can't do that. Your children are secondary characters, but in their movie, they are first-line characters. So when you say no, that is infuriating. They're like, what do you mean, no? This is my movie. And in my movie, I'm allowed to do what I want. Who are you to say no to me? And you're like, listen, child, this is my movie. My house, my rules, my movie. Go to bed. Why do we imagine that everyone should be aware and understanding that you're the main character? How do they know that? How would they know that? When in their life, they're the main character. So learning to interact with people with the respect of understanding that we are not the main character in their movie changes the world. Because we're all walking our lives as the main character in a movie, feeling like somehow we're wrong about the way we're shooting the movie. And it's like, this is my movie. Why is my mom mad at me and my partner mad at me and my sister mad at me and my friends mad at me and I can't build the business I want to build and I can't say the things I want to say and I don't even really know where this is going and like, how is this happening? If this is meant to be my movie, I'm so lost. The reason we're so lost is because we are not letting ourselves lead our story unless everybody else agrees we're the main character. I'm not going to allow myself to fully love my husband unless I feel like I'm the main character in his movie. I'm not going to let myself have a strong, beautiful relationship with my mother unless she shows me that I'm the main character in her movie. I'm not going to let myself have a powerful sisterhood relationship with my friends unless they show me that I'm the main character in their movie. I am not going to mentor my clients the way that they deserve unless they show me that I'm the main character in their movie. Well, then your whole life's on hold. Well, then you'll always not be the main character because you'll always wait for other people to give you that validation. Until you claim this as yours and you decide how you want it to go and you take radical self-responsibility for your role, you're always going to feel lost. There's no other way to feel. You've got to lead yourself in your role, in your movie, understanding that some people won't like it because in their choice of how the movie goes as the main character, your second bit decision didn't really suit them. And they're allowed to feel like that in their movie. Breathe. When the guy breaks up with you, it's because you were not the right secondary character in his movie. You weren't right for him. And he was allowed to have a leading lady on his arm that made him happy for the rest of his life. That wasn't you. You've got to get over that. But the problem is you may have spent so much of your time needing him to tell you that you were the main character That instead of just living your most beautiful life and being this extraordinary version of you and running the show in your life and going for the career you wanted and having the life you want and finding the confidence and finding the power, you made it your whole need for him to see you as the first character, and you just drained him until he thought, this can't be the one. People want you in your movie, in their movie. People want you as a secondary character when your movie is awesome. Like your movie, your bit, your angle is fantastic. You're an amazing secondary character to have. Your life, the movie shot from your perspective, gosh, it's brilliant. I want you as a secondary character in my movie. You make my life amazing. But you're not my life. I don't want you in my life so that you make me the main character in your life. That doesn't make sense. We're picking people because they elevate our lives. We're picking people because they make our movie better, but not because they make us the main character. That's what doesn't work, and this is where the wounds come from. Breathe. There are things that you do that are not going to fit the script of other people's lives, but that doesn't mean that they're wrong, and it doesn't mean that you need to change, and it doesn't mean that you need to stop caring either. Where were you, Melanie, during my college years? Thankfully, I learned these lessons. This one's painful. I'm on that road now, but it's been a tough lesson. The moment I took responsibility for my choice and stopped needing their approval, that I was the main character in my life, that's when life took off for me. I just spent 10 years being the character in his life and got dumped the day after Christmas. But you tried so hard to be something for him, and in the end, that's not what any of us really want when we're in our power. And if someone really, really does want that from you, if someone says to you, the only way I want you in my movie is you gotta agree that I'm the main character. In mine and in yours. Are you okay with that? If someone actually says to you, the only way I want you in my life is if you agree that I'm the main character in my life and in yours. Do you agree to that relationship? I don't. My husband told me to own my story and stop giving my script to other people. That was the game changer. So many people lost because they wanted to be a main character in my movie. Yeah. So if someone says to you, as long as you make me the main character in your life and in mine, we're going to work. The answer is no. So why ask people to do that for us? Because every time you're mad at someone because they didn't say what you needed them to say, that's what you're asking them to do. Every time you say, you should know me by now. If you loved me, then you would. Do you even care about me? If you cared about me, you would. If she cared about me, she would have. If he would have cared about me, he would have. If he would love me, he'd live his life the way I wanted him to. If she really cared about me, she would have cared more about what I felt than what she felt in the moment. If people really love me, they're willing to let me be the main character in their movie, or else they don't love me. That's what we're saying when we say that. And it doesn't work. The intelligence, the emotional intelligence, the body wisdom, the depth of wisdom it takes to coexist with people without comparing who's more important. We're all important. We're all important. You've got to live your life the way you want to remember your life in hindsight. The people who need you to be everything for them in order to like you, they don't like you. Because if they did, they'd love what you bring to their movie. If they enjoyed your presence, they wouldn't want to dictate your lines. They'd love to be surprised by what you bring to the table. your sense of humor, your lightheartedness, your depth, your thought processes, your needs, your desires. They'd love it. They'd be like, gosh, I love this person in my movie. It makes it a better script. It's like blockbuster classic because of our back and forth. Like, I love us. If they're like, you, as long as you read the lines I give you, you can stay, that is not love. That is not like. So why would we stay in relationships like that? This is the other question. Why would we stay in relationships where someone wants to feed us the lines? If they feel like our lines aren't right in their movie, then they're not right for us. And if the only way that we're happy is if we're with someone that needs to tell us what to say, like, why not find a partner that loves the lines you actually want to say? There's someone out there that loves your script. There's someone out there that loves the way you deliver the lines. There's someone out there that loves the way you laugh, that loves the way you talk, that loves the way you think, that loves the way... There's someone out there that loves the way you be. So why are you trying to change yourself for someone else to like you? Because even if you do, they don't like you. They just like the script. And then our confidence dwindles. And we feel we need to do that for everyone. Because everybody's got a different story. So now you've got to be this part for your mother, and this part for your sister, and this part for your partner, and this part, and you don't even know what your movie is about. And you live your whole life giving up your magic. And at the end, when it's time to look back and read the story of you, it ends up being a story of them. And how your bit character interacted with so many people. My dream and my wish for you is that at the end of your life, when you read your story, you were the heroine of your story. The main character that did incredible things. Not the bit character that fit in just right and read really good lines for everybody else. I want the last day of your life to feel like Oscar night. I want you to thank all the people who made this possible for you. But you win Best Lead Actress. Because this was everything you wanted it to be. And you were brave enough to go find the people who made your life better. You were brave enough to let the people who couldn't handle coexisting with you go. You were willing to make this the best freaking life. And you didn't have to stop and hate people in the process. You didn't have to cut them off and stop caring. You didn't have to care less. You didn't have to cut people off. You didn't have to bully people. You didn't have to do any of that. You just did what you loved, and you selected people who could handle being loved by you at the limit you wanted, and like, this is it. And this is a beautiful thing. You'll watch movies, and Maria, you watch movies that start off a little rough, and then they turn around, and they sometimes end up being the best, most powerful movies. If you feel like you've come so far being a certain way for so long and it's not possible, that is not true. Then you get to have a movie of resiliency. You get to have the story of that time your life changed. It's never too late. So what I want for you more than anything is that you understand your right to be fully you in your movie. And you understand other people's right to be fully them in their movie. Even if you don't like it. There are people who really have strong, angry opinions. And sometimes they're going to get really mad. And they're going to say really bad things, really mean things. And you might get caught in the crossfire. But to them, you're a bit character. It doesn't actually matter that you didn't like it or that you got hurt in the process. Because in their movie, it's okay to do that. They just don't belong in your movie. But you don't need to make your whole day about them. And you don't have to change your whole life about them. And you don't have to change your whole way about them. And you don't have to change what you talk about and how you show up and how brave and courageous and strong and bright and light you are. You don't have to make the bit character that sees you as a bit character the main character in your freaking movie. That girl who picked on you, the Instagram stalker, the one guy, why do they still matter so much? Because they wouldn't make you the main character. Because they couldn't see how important you were. Because they couldn't see your heart. Because they didn't get you. Because you were not the main character in their movie, they became the main one in yours. How? This is how we get sucked into abusive relationships. This is how we get stuck in people pleasing. Until I've managed to make myself the most important person for you, I can't. Well, that's not fair. Everyone gets to be their own main character. You get to be your main character. And it's how you interact with people with the understanding that they're still the main character even when they're talking to you. When you talk to your mom, you're not talking to her saying, listen, mom, you need to understand you're a secondary character in my movie. That's not the conversation. That's not the wisdom. The wisdom is, as I speak to my mother in this conversation, may I remember that I am not the main character. And may I remember that in my version, I am. So I will say exactly what I want to say. And I will hold my boundaries because that is what I want. But when I speak with her, I will have the class, the power, and the ability to speak with her in a way she can hear me. And what is that way? It's in the way where she feels like she's being treated like the main character in her movie. Not in a way where she's feeling like she needs to get in the behind the picture that you're the main character in hers. That's what doesn't work. When you speak to other people with the awareness that in that moment you're in their movie for them, you're wise beyond belief. You have the power to make people feel so important. Why not do that? You have the wherewithal to have a conversation with a person and know that if you try to make it about you, you're going to trigger them so hard, they're going to have a hard time hearing you. But you are a fox. You are so wise. You are so smart. You know exactly what you want and what you need. You know exactly what you want. So can you have the respect to treat someone else for a moment like they're the main character? Because you're going to go right past. You're going to make it right in the front seat, right where they can hear you when you're able to speak to them like they matter. The only way this works, though, is if you understand that you're the main character in your movie. You can't do this if you're not the main character in your movie. You can't just try to please everyone, because then you're a bit character in your own life. Going and people pleasing left and right just because you don't want them to be mad at you, that's disempowering. But knowing that you're the main character, knowing exactly what you need, creating strong, firm boundaries, knowing exactly what you deserve, deciding firmly what's right for you, and then having the courage, the wisdom, the mind, the heart, the power to go sit with another person and make it about them in the conversation so that you can get through. That's wisdom. That's coexistence. We matter so much. Diane says, as a film director, I can tell you every actor thinks the movie's about them. And you get great performances by treating them all like that. That's so good. Oh, I'm so happy, Juliet. If you realize that you're living in a world where everyone is important to themselves, then the way you speak to people changes. Not because you need them to like you, but because you desire them to feel seen in their own movie for a minute. When you have the power to do that, people feel good about who they are around you. And people don't fall in love with people at first. They fall in love with how they feel about themselves around people. This isn't about people pleasing. People pleasing is the cheapest human experience on the planet. I don't want to please you. I want to have a real relationship with you. And the only way I can have that is by truly honoring the place in my life where I'm the most important human, and honoring the place in your life that you're the most important human on the planet for you, and having a conversation where I honor both those realities at the same time. That is womanhood. That is womanhood. We both matter. So let's figure this out. This changes the world. And the level of emotional intelligence required to lead this kind of life, it is big. And we do get into our head, and we do have triggers. We're trigger sensitive. We get angry. We get brought back to times in our lives where it's not fair. It's not very fair. You want to be the main character in your movie, but what about my movie? You don't get to be the main character to my movie. I'm the main character to my movie. So you're not my friend anymore. What happened to your friend? I'm not her friend anymore. Why? Because she didn't want to play the game where I'm the main character in the movie. I wanted to be the princess. Well, can you both be the princess? No, I'm the princess. I'm the princess, she's the troll. She didn't want to play my game, so she's not my friend anymore. She had to be the troll? Yeah. Then you ask the other, are you not friends with her anymore? No. Why? Because she said I had to be the troll all the time. I don't want to be the troll. I want to be the princess sometimes. But she says I have to be the troll all the time. And I don't want to be the troll. I want to be the princess sometimes. All our behavior comes from that. She always makes me the bad guy. She never sees it from my perspective. I'm always the bad guy when I'm with you. You always make me feel this way. You don't like it when I shine. She doesn't like it when I shine. She shines too bright. I feel too small. She feels too big. She's the one. She needs to be the one. She always needs to be right. You always need to be right. I never get to be right. Just a grown-up version of the princess and the troll. If you want to play with people and have actual friendships, then you gotta both get to be the princess. We live our lives like we've got it all figured out, and we're wired like 5-year-olds. And we're not doing anything about it. That's the worst part. Like, it's okay if you can laugh about it and you're like, okay, I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm just a little chicken nugget on this journey. I'm figuring myself out. But we're like, no, this is right. This is correct. This behavior is normal. Can I be Olaf? Oh my gosh, that gives me senses. People matter, we matter, and I miss my family member who thought he didn't. But see, this level of emotional intelligence is required because a lot of people in this world feel like unless someone else shows them that they matter, then they don't. You realize how lonely that is? If no one else can tell me that I'm the main character in their movie, then I'm not the main character, so nobody loves me. No. You have to decide you're the main character in your movie. You will never be the main character in anybody's movie, ever, as long as you live. You could live your whole life thinking you don't matter if your measurement for mattering is being the main character, because the only person who can give you that is you. The only person who can write the script where you're the main character is you. You could wait your whole life for people to write that story. You could wait for your mother to live her whole life for you, for your father to live his whole life for you, for your siblings to live their whole lives for you, for your friends to live their whole lives for you. You could wait your entire life to meet the one guy that's going to live his whole life for you, the one friend. You could live your whole life waiting for someone to write that script because no one can write it but you. Thank you. This is how you change your life. You decide today that you're Hollywood. You're the star. You're the star. And you want to be cast in as many incredible movies as possible. There's one movie that's all about you. And in the others, you get to be an incredible secondary character. But you're Hollywood, you're a star. You know your role. The world knows your role. You're brilliant. And you're willing to walk with stars. You're willing to walk with other women who know how to be the star in their own lives. You know how to walk with other men who are the stars in their own lives. And actually, the more women you see that are living their life as the leading lady, you're like, yes. You get to claim that. And the rest of your life is just about you sharpening your life story from now until the end. It's your life. How do you want to live it? What do you want to learn? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to love? How do you want to love? What are the memories you want to make? How are the friendships you want to have? How do you want your relationship with your mother to be as a secondary character, as your sister as her being the secondary character, and you being the secondary character in her movie? How do you want that script to go? Why do we need to take the stardom away from other people, or the stardom is stripped away from us in order for it to work? Why don't we just get to walk amongst the stars? Like, you're brilliant and I'm brilliant. You're talented and I'm talented. You're the star and I'm the star. You matter and I matter. No more competition. No more who matters more. Just how much can we matter in this lifetime? And to how many people? Because when you go to the store and you buy something from someone at the cash register, that woman's the main character in her movie. To you, she's a bit character. You may not even smile at that woman. You're like, yeah, thanks, have a good day. Pff, no smile, no care, no interaction. Or you can remember that in her world, she is the main character. And when you take your groceries, you can say, thank you so much, have an amazing day, and be the one person who saw her today. When your friend calls you and wants to see how you're doing and you're kind of busy, and you can say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for calling me. How are you? You could be the best conversation she had today. Not to please her, because of how powerful you are. Who are you when you're walking with stars? Who are you when you walk around people who matter because you believe that you do and they do? It elevates the game. What are the decisions you make in your life when people matter? What are the decisions that you make in your life when you matter? I can be a wonderful bit character. Yeah. We're all the same. We're all the same. Only the main character in one movie. Appearing in thousands of movies at once. Trying to figure out how to matter. Hoping someone else is going to do it for us. That's your journey. You write the script. Breathe. So this is one of the modules that used to be inside of the Femme Fatale program. And because of all the new stuff coming, I decided to share this one with you here in Magic on Legs. These are the kinds of conversations that we have in my world. My intention when I speak with you is that something changes forever in every conversation. That when you walk away from a talk you have with me, it feels like you and I just had a chat. And in that chat, something changed. Forever. Because you can't go back from this. I'm telling you, the next person you speak to after this masterclass, you will feel differently about. When you look at your little kid that comes up and asks you about whatever it is, you just look at that child for 1 second and remember that they are asking you as you're the person they've got to ask, but this whole movie is happening right here where they are. They've got a brilliant idea. The brilliant idea is carrots and ice cream, and they just need to run it by you, this bit character that's the keeper of carrots and ice cream. But this is a brilliant idea. Just look at them for who they are, this little script-generating star. It's coming for permission from the bit character. When you speak to your husband who wants to know what you're having for dinner, who wants to know whatever question he's got, or he's calling to let you know that he arrived safely or that he's coming home, he calls his wife. But he's the main character in his movie, and he just had a thought for you. He's living his life, but something made him turn around and look at you and smile. He's living his life, but all of a sudden he walks up to you and kisses you because he wanted that kiss from you. In his main character self, that's what he wanted. It means so much more. When your phone rings and it's your friend on the other line and she called you, in her main character life moment, she grabbed her phone and the one person she wanted to call was you. So she grabbed the phone and she called you. How do you answer that call? Just look at people. The star of their own movie coming in for a conversation with you, where you matter and they matter. And see how much more meaningful life can be with this one shift. So, this is how we end this beautiful masterclass. In life, when you're magic on legs, it's because you understand the power of your importance and other people's importance. Because then, when they're around you, they feel more important than they ever have. Not because you're trying to please them, just because you see them for how important they are. There's nothing you need to do for that. That's feminine energy magic right there. I see you. That's all. I see you and I'm honored to be a part of your story. I don't need to do something for you to please you. I don't need to do anything. I just see you and I acknowledge you as the most important person in your own life. Thank you for being in mine. That's feminine energy. That's magic on legs. That's magic on legs. That's like every person that you're with feels more important for knowing you. That's magic on legs. That's your best. And what happens is when you're like that, people want you in their movie. As close to the main script as possible. Because you make them feel like they matter. You see them. Of course they want you in their movie. Not because you're trying to please them. Not because you're trying to and you're lacking something, but you're doing it out of... No. Your magic on legs, you make the storyline better. Of course you're going to be an important piece for them. And if somehow their pain, their triggers, their wounding cause them to try to push you to do something that doesn't work, to relinquish your role as the most important person in your life, and they somehow lose you, then you'll have been the one who got away. Because they'll remember who you were for them. Because there aren't many people on the planet who get this. You don't need to do anything. You be. You be the one who sees. You be the main character in your own movie. You be the one who sees people's importance, and you become magic on legs, and you are the one. The one people can't wait to see. The one people can't wait to call. The one people can't wait to smile at, receive a smile from, have a conversation with. You're the one. And if their coding makes them break that in any way, then you are the one who got away. It's that beautiful, and it's that simple, and it's that clean. You're so full. Energetically, you're full. You're not lacking. You're full. You're overflowing. You're in charge. You navigate yourself. And you're the one or the one who got away. I'm so happy that I got to have this module with you today. That I was able to deliver this piece for you in Magic on Legs. The next thing I want to tell you about, because I've had a lot of questions about this, is what's the difference between femme fatale and manifest? And here is the difference. Femme fatale is the journey of the woman. Femme fatale is the one that is the work of my lifetime. It's the program where you reconnect with your feminine energy magic. It's the one where you learn to navigate your emotions, your thoughts, how you rewire your manifestation, what you attract in the world. It's how you show up differently as a human being. Femme Fatale is the program where you learn communication in a way that changes everything. Femme Fatale is the reclaiming of your womanhood. It's the one where you really deepen this concept of the one or the one who got away. If you access this divinity inside of you that's so powerful, it changes the way you interact with yourself. Femme Fatale is such an incredible program because it's like the journey home to womanhood. If I could explain it in a beautiful sentence, like a poetic way of saying it, is the journey home to womanhood, where you finally reclaim your power as a woman. So the difference between Femme Fatale and Manifest is that you are the one in Femme Fatale. Manifest is a co-creative program, and the intention of it is for you to find the relationship that you desire, the relationship of your dreams, co-create the life of your dreams inside of the relationship of your dreams. So how to become an energetic match for your partner, how to transition from dating to being steady and being serious, how to build a relationship that keeps getting better over time, and how to co-create the life of your dreams together. So this Manifest is the program about manifesting your dream partner, being an energetic match. So that's the difference between both. One is for relationships, and one is your reclamation of your womanhood. To find your power in your life, in your mission, in your purpose, in your emotions, in your thoughts, in your loving of yourself, in your feeling like you belong, in your creation of deep connected women relationship, friendships, coexisting with women in the world will heal the mother wounds and the sister wounds that keep us triggered and small and stuck. It is a program that's all about you. Jessica says, Femme Fatale is the best program I've taken in my life out of all the programs and all the coaches. I highly recommend to anyone considering it. It totally changed my life and relationships. Oh my gosh, thank you for saying that. That means so much, so much, so much, so much, so much. So inside of the Alpha Femme brand, there's a few different ways that we do things. I've got private coaching and masterminds. Those aren't included in the AFE. Anything that's masterminds are usually for very small groups of people. That's not included. Now I have two different kinds of programs, or I should say I have three different kinds of programs. I have co-creative program. Now those, whenever I do a program with a client, they don't fit into the AFE. Why? Because it's a co-creative experience and it's in honor of their work. It's a separate thing. But everything that is me, that is my work that I create as a program, it goes as a part of the AFE. So the two things that are always included in the AFE are the live programs and the programs that go into the vault. So the vault is my automation. It's the things that you can buy and you can plug into at any time. I'm going to talk to you about the vault when I'm done with AFE. This program, once it's been completely packaged, will go into the AFE. So this program, when it's packaged, will go into the vault because it's going to be lifetime access and it's going to be pre-recorded. So people will be able to find it inside of the vault. Manifest will also be a program that will be recorded. So it will not always be a part of the Alpha Femme experience. There's so much creativity and there's so much passion and power and things that are coming to the world right now. In my world, there's things in the works, whether they be ready this year or next year. There's more programs coming. Things get better. Next level, next level, next level, next level all the time. So the Alpha Femme experience, if you are able to swing it, is, in my opinion, the best offer on the internet. Like, I feel profoundly that this offer is the best thing because it's the bundle of everything that is, and then everything that I even create within a year in my live energy, like we do this year together. My Hypermind clients are in the AFE. My private clients are in the AFE. Everyone that takes these programs, whether they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month or they're just getting started, are blown away by this. It is world-class content, and I'm leading it with me, for you, for me, for us, for all of us. Like, I'm not telling you things I think you need to hear. I'm literally walking you through how I lead myself in all these things, what is working for me, and every new thing I discover, you learn as well. So you get to be in all of the magic with me for a full year. And I know that sometimes when we go through things like this and get so excited and you know, you want to buy something and then you buy it and then there's something else and then, oh my gosh, I'm so excited and then should I buy that? And then I'm so excited and then should I buy that? And I'm so excited and then should I buy that? The thing with the Alpha Femme experience is you're always in abundance. It's always like, oh my gosh, and I get that too, and I get that too, and I get that too, and I get that too. Like, instead of wondering, should you, can you, it's always abundance. It's always abundance. Like, you get it all. So what I love about the AFE is that you have 12 months with me, but those 12 months can start whenever you're ready. The price has gone up over time. The price could change. Some programs that are available now may not be available later, but then new things will become available. So it's when your timing is aligned. It's 12 months from the day you're ready, whenever that day is. Now, I'm often asked, can I take a program and then decide if I want to do AFE and upgrade? You can. However, if let's say you decide to do Femme Fatale and then you realize that you want to do the Alpha Femme experience, if you're still inside of the Femme Fatale course, you get the whole money applied. But let's say you do Femme Fatale with me and in July you're like, I would like to do it. Can I apply what I use for Femme Fatale? Then things get a little complicated. So you can upgrade into it, but you can only use the amount of one monthly payment. So right now, Femme Fatale or Alpha Femme experience is in full $15,555. If you want to pay in full for the year, you're in, that's it. $15,555. If you want to pay in installments, it's only $1,555 a month. That's it. This is not a month-to-month thing. It is a 12-month commitment in monthly installments. This is honestly the most incredible offer. The price is a no-brainer. The value is above and beyond. You're live with me. It's a year together, and it's the time of our lives. Honestly, there's nothing missing in this experience. Everything you need is included. Everything. Everything. And if you needed something and it wasn't there, I'd build it. Like, it's there. This is like, there's nothing that got me here that will not be included inside of this experience. That's the thing. And every time I realize, oh yeah, there is this that I do, I add it. Either in a free masterclass like we're doing now, either in a paid masterclass where if you're receiving it during your time inside of the AFE, you would get lifetime access. It's like, it's honestly, it's unbelievable. It's so good. It's so good. I'm so proud of this offer. If there's a way for you to do this, this is the best thing. The pricing of everything is ridiculous. The amount of money off you get for doing them all, the entire bundle, the whole year, it's crazy the value that you get, and there's no fear of lack. It's just abundance, just pleasure, all of the things. So if you have any questions about that, you can message myself, you can message the Alpha Femme team, and they will help you get into the Alpha Femme experience. If you know you loved the work we did together and you'd want to do more with me, E Squared was incredible. It's only $555. You can purchase that one. It is unbelievable. It's the energetics and emotions of wealth. If you did this program with us today, this Magic on Legs, and you wish so much you could join one of these programs and you know it's in alignment for you to do it, but the money just isn't there, doing some money work with me could be really beneficial. So the energetics and emotions of money is really good, E Squared, or the prosperity codes, either separately or as a bundle. You can buy all three for $555, or you can buy one at a time, 222 each. The final download is a really amazing one in alignment with your personal power. It's a really amazing masterclass as well. If you have any questions, you can message me, you can message the Alpha team. We've got you. This has been such a powerful experience for me, and I'm so grateful that I met you. If this is the first time that I've ever connected with you, if I've never seen you before, and you made it to this masterclass and you watched the whole thing, I'm so thankful for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for coming in here and really participating in this. If we're not friends on Facebook, you can add me as a friend on Facebook so that you always stay connected with me. I don't do websites yet. I don't have a website yet. So the way to find me and to find what's going on in my world is to stay connected. Typically, if you're in my Alpha Femme group, if you follow me on Facebook and you follow me on Instagram, you're going to be set. You're going to know everything that's happening. So Alpha Femme on Instagram, Melanie Ann Layer on Facebook, the Alpha Femme group. If you follow me on there, you'll be all set. Let's just continue this journey. You know, if it's not possible for you to move into any paid things, it's okay. I've been there. You know, if it's your desire to, it'll come. Just keep it in your mind, keep it in your heart, and keep moving in alignment with that. You know, this is just the beginning of such a beautiful thing in your life, and you do what you know is right. It's okay to be a little scared to make moves that are big and bold. It's also okay to know when it's not possible, and you got to honor yourself. So I honor you for taking the time and spending the time to be here with me. I honor you for your choices and whatever options you take moving forward. This is going to be such a fun journey and a fun adventure together, however you decide to proceed with me. So thank you for this beautiful masterclass. I'm so incredibly grateful. Thank you for everything. Thank you for who you are. Thank you for being in my life, and I will see you on the internet. Bye.